Think about the most sensitive, delicate information currently moving across the internet. We're talking about protected medical records, disability ratings for veterans, and the social security numbers of people going through bankruptcy. Fortune 500 corporations spend massive budgets to secure their perimeters, but the care networks and nonprofits actually handling this highly vulnerable data are priced out of those enterprise-grade protections. For decades, the standard defense has been traditional identity and access management. This architecture is built entirely around a single question: who gets in the door? The fatal flaw is relying on static rules. If a bad actor bypasses that front door using a stolen session, the system assumes they're friendly. Treating identity purely as a perimeter defense leaves the actual critical data undefended. Once a breach occurs, the inside is completely exposed. The structural replacement for this is Identity Access Intelligence, or IAI. This is a federally trademarked architecture built specifically to solve the front door flaw. Instead of checking IDs once, IAI applies continuous AI-powered intelligence to evaluate risk. By monitoring behavior, it learns how authorized users act. If a session is stolen, behavior changes. The core instantly recognizes this discrepancy and isolates the threat. The core alters data through tokenization, using VeriKey. It swaps sensitive identifiers for meaningless encrypted strings. This isolates each organization inside its own silo, locked with a unique encryption key, making intercepted data completely illegible to anyone outside. This architecture does not rely on blocking a door. By altering the data itself, it ensures information cannot be exploited even if a perimeter is breached. Inside, the system applies need-to-know enforcement via row-level security. Instead of broad database access, it illuminates only the specific, narrow sliver of data a user requires. DRust remains locked down by defense-grade tools like VAWA safe sealing and ICE firewalls. These precise mechanics are what keep vulnerable, highly targeted communities, like domestic abuse networks, safe from both external exposure and internal overreach. And because the system tracks every microaction, it generates a tamper-evident audit trail by default. Security is no longer based on assumptions about who is inside. It provides cryptographic proof of exactly who touched what data and when. This document details the company's capital allocation, explicitly stating that the build is done. This AWS-powered architecture is already driving 5 live products, serving both consumers and businesses. The long-term vision is to establish this trademarked IAI core as the default identity layer for the public sector, mirroring how Okta became the standard for the corporate world. Because the core can be licensed and white-labeled independently of IAM Solutions' own apps, it functions as a highly defensible standalone asset. But the underlying mission drives the entire structure. Enterprise-grade protection shouldn't be restricted to massive corporations. The organizations serving vulnerable communities handle the most sensitive data imaginable. Identity, and the intelligence required to protect it, is a right, not a luxury.